On January 15, 1978, a quiet Florida University campus erupted in bloodshed. Two young women, Margaret Bowman and Lisa Levy, were brutally murdered inside their sorority house. Their skulls crushed, their bodies assaulted. Another two students, Karen Chandler and Kathy Kleiner, barely survived, their faces shattered beyond recognition. The man responsible was the same charming predator who had stalked and slaughtered women across multiple states. His name was Ted Bundy. This was not the beginning of his crimes, but it marked the beginning of the end. Margaret Bowman was 21, a promising student with dreams of law school. Lisa Levy, just 20, was known for her warmth and kindness. Karen Chandler and Kathy Kleiner were simply trying to live the college dream. They were daughters, friends, and students, ordinary young women whose lives mattered. By starting here, we remember that this story is not just about the monster. It's about those he tried to erase. It was after 3 a.m. at Florida State University's Chi Omega sorority house. The girls were asleep when Bundy crept in through an unlocked door. Armed with a piece of firewood and twisted compulsion, he moved room to room like a shadow. In less than 15 minutes, he beat, strangled, and assaulted for women before slipping back into the night. The Chi Omega murders stunned the nation. Newspapers screamed the headlines. A wave of fear rolled over Tallahassee. Who could be so savage, so methodical, and yet so invisible? Police swarmed the scene. They collected fingerprints, bite marks, and eyewitness accounts. Survivors described the attacker as a dark-haired man, good-looking, confident, even handsome. But investigators were already building a bigger picture. For years, Bundy had been hunted across the country. From Washington state to Utah, from Colorado to Florida, women had disappeared in alarming numbers. Each time, the suspect was described as a charming stranger, sometimes asking for help with a broken arm in a sling, other times luring victims with his Volkswagen Beetle. Still, Bundy was slippery. He had escaped custody twice, once jumping out of a courthouse window in Colorado, another time slipping through a hole in a jail ceiling. Each escape left police humiliated and the public terrified. Bundy's arrogance would be his downfall. On February 15, 1978, just weeks after the Chi Omega killings, he was pulled over by Pensacola police for driving a stolen car. Bundy gave a fake name, fought with the officer, and tried to flee, but this time luck abandoned him. At the station, officers discovered stolen credit cards, IDs, and hair that matched his victims. Slowly, the evidence stacked up. In court, prosecutors revealed one of the most chilling pieces of forensic evidence in history: the bite mark on Lisa Levy's body. Bundy's teeth had an unusual pattern, crooked and chipped in a way that was almost like a fingerprint. Forensic odontologists compared the impressions, and the jury stared in horror as the match was revealed. The handsome law student who once represented himself in court now stood exposed as a sadistic killer. Bundy loved the spotlight. He defended himself, cross-examined witnesses, and flashed his trademark smile at cameras. Women wrote him love letters. Some even packed the courtroom, calling him attractive and brilliant. But beneath the charm lay a predator. Survivors testified. Detectives detailed his trail of destruction. The bite mark evidence silenced his bravado. In July 1979, Ted Bundy was convicted of the Chi Omega murders and sentenced to death. But justice wasn't finished with him yet. Bundy's charm eventually crumbled under the weight of evidence. He was tried again for the murder of 12-year-old Kimberly Leach, his youngest known victim. This time, there was no theatrics, just cold, hard facts. He was sentenced to death again. In his final days on death row, Bundy confessed to killing more than 30 women, though experts believe the true number could be far higher. His confessions were a desperate attempt to delay execution by offering investigators closure. On January 24, 1989, Ted Bundy was executed in the electric chair at Florida State Prison. Crowds gathered outside, chanting, "Burn, Bundy, burn!" Fireworks lit the night sky. Some cheered, others wept, but across America there was relief. Justice, after years of horror, had finally been served. Bundy's story reminds us of the darkness a human being can conceal behind a charming smile. But more importantly, It reminds us of the strength of survivors, the persistence of investigators, and the power of justice to bring even the most elusive predator to an end. Though the lives lost can never be replaced, Bundy's execution closed one of the darkest chapters in American criminal history.